In this post-President Trump decade of 2020, where reality stars are the most successful politicians and YouTubers are the highest grossing athletes in combat sports, I think we can all, sadly, agree that the hot take works. It just works, you guys. To that point, as more and more information is coming out about Madden 22, longtime football and video game fans are left with no other option than to shout their opinions on the internet. We live in a hot take world, and I am a hot take girl. Or something. I have some thoughts about Madden 22 franchise is my point. Today, we're going to try out something new. It's possible we retire this gimmick after this week, but as the great Wayne Gretzky once said, "Janet, my dear wife, please take the blame for this gambling scandal." No, wait, sorry. Wayne Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. We don't mention the Gretzky gambling scandal anymore. In fact, I could get my Canadian citizenship revoked for mentioning that Wayne Gretzky obviously, definitely, and clearly bet on NHL hockey games when he was the head coach of the Phoenix Coyotes from 2005 to 2009. That's an example of a hot take. It's spicy, it's juicy, and most of all, despite the fact that I can't prove it, I believe it with all my heart. We're Operation Sports, I'm Matt Ederer, and here are 5 more hot takes about Madden 22's franchise mode. Number 5. If you play franchise, don't buy this game on launch day. I'm ranking this one at number 5 because honestly it's a pretty lukewarm take, but I do think it deserves to be noted in this list. If you're a franchise head, if you're gonna mostly play franchise, wait until at least September to buy this game. So by EA Sports' own admission, a total rebuild of scouting in franchise mode has been the most requested feature in Madden over the last few years. Great! On the plus side, the good folks at EA have told us that they are totally revamping scouting this year. Hurrah! On the minus side, that change is coming via a patch sometime in September. Presumably early September, to coincide with the start of the NFL season, September 9th, 2021, but maybe not. Maybe it will be delayed. Maybe it will never come at all. Stranger things have happened. Rudy Gobert was out here licking microphones 16 months ago. Things change. I'm very glad that we are getting a total scouting overhaul, though. We need it, and I'm excited to perhaps play it. Unfortunately, there's no reason to buy this game until they, actually patch the major change in. Number 4. There will be microtransactions in franchise mode by Madden 23. I would like to direct everybody's attention to the concept of staff points, XP that is earned through playing games, hitting goals, and completing preset scenarios. Completing these objectives and other milestones will grant the user staff points, which they can use to upgrade their coaching staff RPG style. Now, it has been said by EA Sports, in fact in big bold letters on their blog, staff points are not purchasable with real-life currency. Staff points can only be earned through playing games, meeting selectable game day goals, and completing scenarios. My question is, for how long? My guess is 1 year, tops. And I'm not even saying microtransactions will ruin franchise mode. In fact, there's a real argument to be made that microtransactions in small doses could be amazing for franchise mode. They would cause developers to actually pay attention to it again. I'm not sure how they're coming or to what degree, but I am sure that they're coming. And I'm guessing soon. Number 3. Modular cinematics could ruin franchise mode. Similar to NBA 2K's MyGM modes, modular cinematics are randomly occurring storylines that help add some spice and personality to the NFL season. The only problem is, I personally don't really trust the chefs in this kitchen to come up with entertaining short cutscenes that actually feel anything like the NFL. I play franchise mode specifically so that I can avoid the terrible story-based cinematics that sports games cough out. You know what I mean? Like, never mind my GM mode, I can barely do NBA 2K's actual story mode, with huge budgets and voice actors like Idris Elba and Haley Joel Osment or whoever. My GM mode is a chore to get through, an actual chore. It's just random, meaningless screens clickety-clacking forever. I personally gave up on that mode years ago. If franchise mode leans too heavily into these modular cinematics and rips off My GM mode, could really ruin the spirit of franchising. Number 2. Weekly strategy and fatigue could save franchise mode. So the cynic in me kind of just wants to say, well, this was in 2K5 15 years ago, so... But let's give some credit where it's due. It looks like Madden has added a lot of depth to the pre-game planning aspect of football, which has been sorely lacking for a long time and is a massive part of the actual sport of football itself. The expansion of weekly game planning, coupled with the new progressive fatigue system where player fatigue levels will carry over from one game to another, those are two huge additions for gamers. EA Sports has really tried to capture the ebbs and flows of a football season here. No team leaves a season unscathed, and it takes a tremendous amount of good luck just for any individual player to leave a season without some kind of injury. Players' health levels, fatigue levels, practice, and travel time will all play major factors in franchise mode this year, and all of those are welcome additions in my book. Number 1. Madden 22 franchise might be the best one since 2K5. Count me among the many voices on the internet that have been shouting about how terrible Madden's franchise mode has gotten over the past decade. I think this is my 5th or 6th Madden video for Operation Sports. The tone of those videos haven't exactly been the Oakland Raiders lifting John Madden on their shoulders there. Madden's been in a rough spot for the last decade. But it's starting to smell a little bit like 2K5 in here. The smell of Axe body spray and Gwen Stefani. This year actually looks pretty decent. If everything hits as promised, and of course, if gameplay is worth 2 shakes of a tailback, this game actually might be pretty decent. I advise you again to hold on to your money until it's clear that everything works and we see how the new scouting system is implemented in September, if it's anything close to as advertised. But if these things do pan out, I can actually see myself buying a Madden game and enjoying it during the football season. Could you imagine? Franchise mode has been ignored for a long time. Just the fact that it's getting a little bit of love this year, it feels pretty nice. It's been a long, cold, and lonely winter. I'm still not buying this game until the scouting thing comes out, and even then, I reserve the right to call myself an idiot for number 1 on this list. But that's going to do it for us today at Operation Sports. Keep it locked here for the best in sports and video gaming. We got Brian, Unique Mazik, the hardest working man in sports and video games, coming at us every day with info, all kinds of entertaining stuff. Follow him on Twitter if you haven't, and subscribe to his channel on YouTube if you haven't already. We got Prince holding it down here on YouTube as well. He's going to be talking more Madden, doing some other stuff, as we continue to wait for a release date for Esports Boxing Club. Boy, I can't wait to play that one. We have a ton of great content on the mothership, operationsports.com. Don't forget to check that out. Great opinion pieces, numerous articles daily, keeping you up to date on everything in sports and video games. And if you liked me, well, my name is Matt Ederer, and you can hear more of me on the Sunday Night's Main Event podcast, July 1st. I'll be talking the top 100 wrestling matches of the year so far. Sunday Night's Main Event Radio, formerly The Law, live audio wrestling, is one of the longest running and best pro wrestling shows on earth, hosted by Jason Agnew, who's been doing it for 20 years. He's a TV host in Canada. He's an absolute pro. It's an honor to be part of the team. Honor to get the call to the main show. Very much looking forward to that one. We're counting down the top 100 matches of the year so far because I have no life. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there. And I'm serious. Wayne Gretzky bet on hockey games when he was coach of the Phoenix Coyotes. I'm dead serious. Look it up.